Yes, students, very good morning to all of you, and I hope I am audible. We are back in our previous class. Quick revision of what we had done in our previous class. In our previous class, we spoke about environment, everything around me, not around Parallel only, everything around you. Look around you in your outside the window. All this is your environment. And I told you about those, we can bifurcate them into two kinds. You have natural environment and you have social environment. We spoke about the abiotic components, that is the non-living components of the environment. And quickly I'll tell you, we spoke about temperature, soil, water, air, wind, and light. Okay, do you all remember what we had revised? Last time, what did we speak about? Okay, now today we'll talk about the biotic. The biotic, that is the living components. We're done with this section, the physical part. Okay, we are doing the natural part, and we finished the physical, that is the abiotic components. Then we'll be doing the biological part, that is the biotic, living components. Okay, children. Now, what do these biotic environment, what does it include? Vishal, I cannot see your video on beta, and there are many other students. Divyam, Vijay, switch on your videos, beta. I do not know what you are doing behind the screen. Are you eating? Are you sleeping? I don't know. So please attend my class, and if you had a nice break, you can take a break now. There are hardly some two more classes left. Then you can eat, sleep, do whatever you wish to. Okay? So now, what do the biotic components they include? They include the living organisms, that is the plants and animals around us, and even human beings. Okay? These can be divided into two groups. Now let's see those two groups. One is macroorganisms, that is which you can see, okay, with your naked eye. Visible to the naked eye, that is cow, fish, humans, anything and everything around you that is living, and you can see them like a dog or a cat. So all these are the macroorganisms. We talk about microorganisms, which are not visible to the naked eye. You cannot see them. Okay, you would want a microscope to see them, not visible to the naked eye, like amoeba and various kind of bacteria. Now this bacteria and virus, you are unable to see them, but they are microorganisms that exist. Okay. Now, furthermore, we can divide these plants and animals on the basis of the modes of nutrition, that is what they consume, as autotrophs and heterotrophs. Who are autotrophs and those which are heterotrophs, we will learn about them in detail. Autotrophs, they can make their own food. Even we can make our own food, but we depend on plants. Don't say my mother is an autotroph because she cooks food at home. Okay? So, those which can prepare their own food, that is the plant kingdom, they can prepare their own food, so you will put them under autotrophs. And heterotrophs are consumers. Only when we have these plants, then you will consume them, right? You do not have a genie and a magic wand where you say, okay, cook this. And suddenly you'll see all this in the fantasy land, the movies and all that. But when we talk about autotrophs, let's see, green plants are called autotrophs as they make their own food with the help of carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. That is through the process of photosynthesis. If you have learned in science, last year also in EVS, you have learned in EVS also about the process of photosynthesis, where plants prepare their own food. Okay, so they are called as producers because they can produce food. They can make their own food for themselves as well as for others. Plants, they prepare food for themselves as well as for others. You know, they're so good sharing, caring for themselves and sharing for others, which even we have to do. Okay, now this showman, you again and again you're adjusting with something better and you're not sitting in your proper school uniform. So please sit in your proper school uniform better. From in my next class, I want to see you in your uniform. Now, coming to the next part, let's talk about heterotrophs, those who are dependent on these autotrophs. This category depends on others for their food. Heterotrophs can be grouped into 4 kinds. Now, let's see those 4 kinds. One are herbivores, those who eat only plants. Okay, those who eat only plants are herbivores. Example: deer, goat, cow, etc. Carnivores, they are flesh-eating animals like dog or tiger and lion and cheetah and cat family and others also, those who eat or the flesh of other animals. Now we talk about omnivores, those who eat both plants and animals like bear, and you have man and you have crow. Okay, let's talk about the 4th one. They are decomposers. Now let's see who are decomposers. Because there are many students who are wanting permission to attend to come into this class. You are joining so late. Please come before time. Just wait, because I allow you to attend my class 2 to 3 minutes before. Okay, so I want you all to come in before time or on time. Okay, I hope there is no disturbance in the class today. There are no students who are talking behind. You can hear, ma'am? Okay. Now, we talk about decomposers, the 4th kind of heterotroph. Now, these act on the dead bodies of plants and animals and break them into simple components. Example, bacteria. Now, they are decomposers. In our body also, after we die, our body gets decomposed. Okay, there are certain living microorganisms who feed on the dead parts of plants and animals, and they decompose them. And then finally, what happens? They also die and they get mixed up in the soil, convert the soil into nutrients, and that's how those nutrients are good for the plants. Okay, that cycle. Now let's see the next part. So autotrophs and heterotrophs are linked together by a simple relationship called the food chain. So you're all aware about the food chain. We spoke about the water cycle in the previous class. In this class, the food chain. You have seen what the food chain is. We all living organisms are interdependent on each other. The plants, they need nutrients from the soil. I just told you how to get nutrients from the soil. Okay, decomposers do that. So plants, that is the autotrophs, and then depending on them are the heterotrophs, that is the herbivores and the carnivores and the omnivores, and then further we have the decomposers, and after the decomposers again we have the autotrophs, that is the producers, the green plants. Okay, children. Now there is a small diagram. The food chain is also given there in your book. If you see your book, it's a very simple one. Plants, and then you have the herbivores and the carnivores there. In nature, both the autotrophs and heterotrophs, they depend on each other and they coexist to maintain balance. If any one increases, what happens? The cycle gets disturbed. Okay, children? Let's talk about the component of social environment. When we have divided our environment into 2 parts, social, yes, social animals. Okay, so let's learn about ourselves a little in detail. Man is also a part of the natural environment, but he is different from other animals since he can think and affect the environment by his activity. You all agree that all what we do affects the environment. we have some contribution, we have a lot of contribution in the environment. What we do, we consume, and then we sow plants, we cut plants, all those things. Being consumers, we're taking so much from the environment. And when we do anything in excess, what happens? The cycle gets disturbed. Okay, so all our actions, they affect the environment. And since we are very intelligent and we are thinking beings, so we are actually responsible for the environment. Okay, we can do good, we can do bad, we are doing combination. Okay, man's needs go beyond food, clothing, and shelter because we are so smart, so we are inventing so many things for our convenience. Yes or no? He also needs family and friends. You all stay in a family? You all need a friend. I am your friend. You have other friends around you also. You can, though you are not able to go and see each other and say hello, but because of this class, you are able to see some of your friends. Okay? Now, so we all need family and friends. Social environment is children. There are many students. Mihika, Mohak, then Davishi. All these children, you put your videos of Vinayak, Rupansh. You are not interested to attend my class. You can stay back, beta. You don't attend the class. I want only those students who are switching on their videos and sitting. I do not want to see. Sit straight, children. Sit straight. Add a smile. Give me energy. I told you in my first class, I want energy back from you. Okay, good. I like active students. I can see A, B, C, and D students very active. And E section, I do not know you are having a breakfast or what till now. Huh? Okay, now I can see everybody active. Good, good, very nice. Good, good. I'm having a nice good strength. 64 plus 64 plus 29. Okay. Now, let's move further. Social environment is just as important for him. We constantly interact with our other people in the neighborhood and friends. Yes, if we stop talking to others, what will happen? If man stops talking, she will go in depression. So I want people around me and I want happy faces, especially in my class. I feel so nice that I'm coming here and attending this, coming to this class and you all are attending, seeing all the children getting up early in the morning, sitting so nicely in the school uniform. So I really feel it so welcoming and I like to attend the class, come to this class. I think the same is at your end also, no? So we are human beings, we are social animals. Okay, we like to be in each other's company. We like to talk all the time, jabber all the time. I know here you cannot do, but if you were in my class, then I know that what you would have done. Okay. Now we meet with relatives and organize social events. They are party animals also, no? Party beings also. No? You go no for parties and all. You have get-togethers at home also. No? I can see Daksh smiling and saying, okay, when did you go last for your get-together? Some days back? Okay. Now let us see what are the things that help us to build a healthy social environment. What do we do for a healthy social environment? We organize social events such as birthdays, marriages, housewarming ceremonies, where friends and relatives get together and they enjoy together. Then there are other things also which we do for recreation purpose, that is development of parks and clubs, sports clubs. Then we celebrate some religious and national festivals also to inculcate the culture and the patriotic fervor. So what do we mean by that? Whenever you have Independence Day, you have to come to school and then you have to be a part of the program where we hoist the flag and you have all the little functions. Why do we come together? So that we are keeping the feeling of patriotism alive. Okay, we are a part of our country. Okay, but can you think of certain activities and attitudes which affect our social environment in a negative way? I'm sure you all know. We are good, we are very good, but we are not so good. Some of us are bad. We do some activities which hamper the social environment. At home, you have fights. You have witnessed certain fights. Sometimes you are a party to that fight also. Yes or no? You fight with your brothers and sisters, and sometimes, Mama, you're saying like this to me. You're not telling my little brother. You have some differences also. So they disturb your home environment. And when we do it on a large scale, like you have heard of antisocial elements in the society, like the terrorist attack and all. What are all these? They are negative impact on the society. Okay, in large. Let's see, when we disrespect rules and norms of the society, when we don't care for public property, when we cheat, steal, or do some things that spoil our social environment, which is not desirable, we put them under the head of dealing with the society in a negative way. So, we being responsible human beings, it is our duty towards the environment to take care of the environment, not only what is around us, not only those trees and animals and other living beings, but to the other components also around us. Socially also we should be responsible children. Okay, so I'm done with this topic of our environment. The next class, we'll proceed with some more interesting topics on environment. Okay, what is there in the chapter, we'll deal with that as well. Okay, so for my class today, I'm done with this class. We'll be taking up answers only when I tell you, you will mark the answers. You can go ahead to read the lesson and take a feel of what we have understood in our class today. Okay, children? So thank you very much and see you the next week. Okay?